One last touch. Registered nurse Stephen Andrews goes on vacation to give romance one last chance after receiving news from the doctor that he might have a life-threatening disease. 13-time Theatre Festival award winner and Fringe veteran Stephen Andrews brings a hilarious and touching story about human connection, the medical system, witch hunting, and the impact of a hug. I'm now joined currently in the live booth here at Local FM with Stephen Andrews. Hey, Stephen.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good.
Welcome. Yeah. Have you been to St. John before? I was going to say welcome to St. John. So.
Yeah, this is my third time being here. Yeah.
Awesome. How's it been going this round?
Good. I went to Lily's and realized nobody's walking around the lake.
No.
Is there a band still going on?
Yeah, the fire band, yeah. So people are, staying away.
Yep, but I liked their lobster poutine, so...
Is that what you got? Did you get some?
Yes, yeah. I dream about it all year.
I dream about lobster poutine?
I do, yeah, I do. Yeah, it's very good, very delicious.
Why is that? Like, you're landlocked in Alberta, right?
Yeah.
So is that why you dream of lobster poutine specifically?
Yeah, I'm sure we have seafood. I just don't... guess I don't associate Alberta with seafood. I associate it with beef, which I also enjoy thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. What about poutine? Do they have much poutine out there?
Yeah. There's a pizza place by my house, and I just have a regular poutine, but here, lobster poutine.
Cool. That's awesome. So how's the gigs been going so far, this year's Fringe Festival?
Good. Yeah, we've had 2 shows, and then 3 more. So we have one tonight at 7, I think.
Yeah, I got the schedule right here, yeah.
7 or 7:30.
Okay. And that's at Wasted Day, right?
Yeah. It's a nice little brewery down by the water there. Yeah,
they do a lot of great shows there, and they're they're pretty established now, but to me, they still feel relatively new because I can remember when they opened, and but there's quite a few venues uptown now. We call it downtown, uptown. I don't know if you know that, but
no.
That's one thing people would correct you on. But yeah, so tonight it's at 7:00, and then tomorrow,
10, I think.
10 p.m. Yep, and then Saturday
4:30.
4:30.
Okay, I do know. There you go.
You got her locked down. So you're performing in the back of the venue there on the stage.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's it like and this is a one person show?
Yeah.
And you wrote the whole show?
Yeah.
So how does that all come together for you? Like do you have like a vision before you start writing, or do you kind of write and see what happens?
So it's a true story. It's based off true events. And I've been doing festivals since 2011, and I used to not write about my life. I would write fictional stories and things like that. But the more I see Fringe shows, I really like seeing one person storytelling shows. So I think that inspired me, and I wrote one about 4 years ago, and I thought that's all I have in the tank, and then I thought of something else, and then I thought of something else, and then I thought of this one. So this one's based off of a very difficult moment in my life, and I think it's good. It was good for me to kind of write it out to help process things, but I also think it's good for other people to hear stories like this. I think there's things that we need to talk about, and I like being funny, so I think it's good to make difficult things funny and have humor in them, so it's more easily digestible. So I think I've kind of threaded the needle with that.
Yeah. Combining the seriousness with some laughter.
Oh, yeah. I think right now I'm not being funny, I don't think, but I can say poop on the air, and then but yeah, I think I guess I base what I write off of what I like. Okay. So I like shows that are funny, that kind of have an edge to them. And for me, I want to be moved or touched or think about something. So I really try to do that. But I try to package it in a bow where people just think it might be funny. But I don't really think my synopsis makes it think it's just funny. I think it shows that it's going to be more than that. But
yeah, based on the description, medical system, witch hunting, and the impact of a hug, it makes it sound like it's pretty like it's got some serious topics. Can you get into it without giving anything away? Is there?
Yeah. So funny enough, I did the Fringe here 2 years ago, and right before I came here, I actually went to the doctor for basically a checkup, and they said you might have this, which I'll let you watch the show to see what it is. I mean, I tell you like in the first 5 minutes, but that's how I'm going to get you there.
Yep.
Right? I'm not going to tell you what it is. So then I was here and I was kind of processing that. And
you were here when you got the news?
Yeah, I got the news like 3 days before I left. I was planning to come here for the Fringe, and then I get this news, and to be clear, I didn't want to know anything before I left. But they kind of forced, they like wanted to make sure the ducks were in a row. So I came here. So I do integrate being here in my show. A big portion of it is I'm in St. John, so I make some jokes and things like that. But so it's me processing that, and I think a lot of the show for me is about, I would say the biggest theme of the show is about judgments and things like that, the judgments we make on other people. And we need to remove that and dispel that and look at people with openness and love instead of our preconceptions. So that's what I want to get across in it. So,
okay.
Yeah. And
that's, so when you say open, so what do you mean? Like, are you saying like, my first thought is that, okay, maybe, I don't know if this is going to be appropriate or not, but are you an actual registered nurse?
I am a registered nurse.
Okay, so do you run into that like typical where a lot of men or males aren't registered nurses? Is that part of it, or?
No, I can get into that too. I would say I'm quite vulnerable. So as a male, I kind of go into male vulnerability, which I think is something that we need to go into more. Mm-hmm. And I know masculinity is kind of an interesting topic nowadays. And so I kind of, me as a human I'm kind of a different form of, I guess, what you would traditionally see as masculinity, maybe before the last 10 years. So maybe, so I'm a different kind of male archetype, right? I'm a nurse. I'm into the arts. I am from Alberta, which I know has certain connotations to it, but I'm quite an open person. I'm quite vulnerable. I'm not traditionally a man, like a manly man. So yes, for sure. I guess that would be a part of it. But I think when it comes to what I mean by my previous statement is we see people, right? And I think in Alberta anyways, you very quickly see people get angry, like if they cut you off in traffic and stuff like that, and you don't know what's going on in their lives. So I guess from a simplistic standpoint, that's kind of what I mean. We don't know what's going on in anyone's lives. And through my journey, I might have looked at it differently as a nurse before, but now that I've kind of been in that patient mode, it's changed the way I nurse and the way I look at people, because I'm much more empathetic towards situations and people as a whole. I don't have any clue what's going on, like with you today. You know, I could look at your yellow shirt and say maybe you like mustard, but maybe you hate mustard, right? That's a very stupid joke, but I don't know.
If my wife is listening, she's laughing pretty hard right now. I eat mustard on bread. Just
do you?
Straight
okay.
up sometimes.
So it's perfect. I got you. That yellow shirt, you love mustard.
Yeah. You got me nailed down. Yeah. That's hilarious. Okay, but so when you went through your personal health situation, it changed the way you treated your patients
and people. Like I almost made a personal promise to myself to try not to go into situations with preconceived notions. And I think by nature, I am I'm very hard on myself. So I think at times I am easy to look at someone and be like, they cut me off on traffic. They must be a butthead. Mm-hmm. But that might not necessarily be the case. Maybe they have an emergency, or maybe they're having a really bad day. And I know those are very basic examples, but I do think we need to hold on to that and be aware of that. And those behaviors are not innocuous. I think sometimes we think we can just yell at people or finger people when we're walking down the street. That's not innocuous. I think we need to be better as a whole. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tend to agree. When you think more about the vulnerability, is that, so do you find it easy, like doing a one-person show like that to me would make me feel like very vulnerable?
Yeah, and I talk about things. I even say this in the show. There's things that I didn't want to tell anyone, and I feel in a way that I need to do it to kind of dispel this stigma around the things that I talk about. I think we do need to talk about things, and I think we need to be open. So I hope by performing, it will help us, the people that come, to have an open mind to those things. And I feel like as a nurse, I need to be an advocate for the issues that I talk about and stuff like that. So as much as it's about me, it's not about me. I think it's important to tell a story to get things out there. So,
and do you see, thinking when you're in your nursing role and you're dealing with patients, you must see people change and become more vulnerable just from the experience of being sick or whatever they may be dealing with?
Yeah, you see for sure, right? I mean, yeah, I've seen people at their worst, for sure. And at their worst, you see different sides of people. So one thing I'm always fascinated by as a nurse is I've seen lots of people that are quite up there in age, and when I see people that I think are very at peace, I ask them, what's your secret? What's your secret? And I don't think there's ever really one answer that's the same. Some people just say, I just keep moving, or I just take it one day at a time. But I will say, with all the people that I think are quite up there in age, almost 100, that seem to be very content, I would say they have a great sense of gratitude. So I know all these topics I'm kind of skirting around the show, but those things I think go into the themes of my show, is gratitude and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's important. I mean, gratitude is a way, kind of what getting back to when you're talking about getting cut off in traffic or whatever, just having gratitude and seeing the world in that light can help kind of like quell a negative reaction to those kind of situations.
Yeah.
I think anyway. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think you just have to look. I mean, it sounds cliche, but you got to look at the good in things. And I know sometimes we may not feel like there's any good in anything that's going on in our lives, but I think if you can take a step back and try just to find one good thing, it'll change your outlook. Mm-hmm. But I mean, with that being said, I don't know what everyone's going through, and there may be things that I can't possibly imagine, or I wouldn't want, right? Because I know how difficult different people's lives can be.
Thinking more too, so on the website, it kind of lists a little bit of, it actually gives warnings. It says like adult language, suicidal ideation, mental health, abuse, and occult beliefs. Yeah. So again, without giving anything away, I mean, it sounds like you're going to be talking about relatively heavy topics. Yeah. I kind of zeroed in on occult beliefs. Is there any sort of like little tidbit or nugget there?
That's kind of I kind of, for me anyways, I kind of put that as like the joke warning on there. I don't, because I just I go to like a tarot card reader and stuff like that, which some people might find that very offensive. I don't know, maybe. So I don't even know how to address that right now. I think we're pretty progressive as a whole when it comes to those things, but I know in the 90s, when I played video games in the 90s, there was that movement that if you play video games, they're like demonic, right? So I don't know. Do you think we're more progressive with those kind of things now, or like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that? Yeah,
I would say so. Like Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. I mean, they're relatively well-known games now. Yeah.
So if the question is, do I have a pentagram on my back and cut my hand and pour blood into a goblet and drink it and make a wish to Satan? No, that does not happen. Nothing. It's not heavy. That's not heavy in any sense. I would say that part of the show is kind of silly, if anything. So
okay, cool.
But I can drink Dr. Pepper in a goblet if you want.
You can drink Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, there's my product placement.
Look, you're hunting for sponsorship. So you're saying someone can request tonight
Sure.
If someone brings you a bottle of Dr. Pepper,
I'll drink it out of a goblet.
You'll work it into the show?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You hear that, listeners? Anyone? I'm thinking, what kind though? Diet or like cherry Dr. Pepper?
You know, it's funny. I was at the store here. They had like a strawberry cream Dr. Pepper or something.
Yeah. Okay.
It was very sweet. It was almost, and I like, kind of my shtick is I will say I'm from Alberta and I like eating bad food. I don't know if that's a strictly Alberta thing. Probably not. But that Dr. Pepper was too sweet for me. I couldn't drink the whole thing, which is almost unheard of for me because any sugar I can eat with a grin.
Okay. So you don't go for the diet drinks.
I do because I feel like my belly's getting a bit bigger on the strictly Lily's Poutine diet here. So.
Lily's Poutine.
Yeah, Lily's Poutine. You know, I went in when I had the Lily's Poutine. I don't know if I'm sure some people who are listening have been there. The portions are so huge, and I said to the waitress, "Has anyone ever finished this thing? It's massive." She says, "Not since I've been here, and I've been here for a very long time." So that will be my challenge to the listeners: is let's see if anyone can go there and finish the whole thing. And I want a Lily sponsorship as well as a Dr. Pepper sponsorship.
Yeah, double whammy.
Yeah.
It sounds like Dr. Pepper and a lobster poutine would be like a perfect combo, really.
I didn't get a Dr. Pepper when I was there. I'll see today on the way home.
on your next meal there.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you tell the waiter or waitress that you had been dreaming about their food?
I did, and it's funny. She said, "Was it as good as the last time you were here?" And I said, sometimes I like to play with words. I said it was divine, and she laughed. But I do think it's a ridiculous word to describe lobster poutine, but it was divine. It was incredible.
So are you born and raised in Alberta?
I was born in Alberta, but I moved to BC when I was about 2 or 3, and then I went back to Alberta for university.
And stayed after that?
Yeah.
In Edmonton?
Yeah, I live in Leduc, which is just a little outside of Edmonton, but just for the sake of simplicity and explanation, I just say I'm from Edmonton. But if you were to fly into Edmonton, you're actually closer to Leduc from the airport than you are to Edmonton.
Okay.
So I live right behind the Edmonton airport, or south of the Edmonton airport.
South of it? Okay.
Yeah.
I had a buddy who used to live in Wainwright, so I've been up there a little bit.
There's an army base there, right?
I think there is. Maybe.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
There is.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. I'm asking you, I'm like, well, you might not know. So
I might not know, no. It was a small little town. It was a nice little place, though. Good pizza.
Oh, I haven't. Well, like maybe I'll go. Have you been dreaming of the pizza there?
Well, my buddy Andy doesn't live there anymore, but I did tell him, I have brought it up in conversation with him before. That the pizza was quite good.
Yeah, it's weird because if you go, like, I come here, I've been here once a year the last few years, and you eat it once, and now you can't have it anymore, so you almost just heighten the expectation of, maybe if I lived here, I wouldn't love Lily's Lobster Poutine, but yeah, I do.
Uh-huh.
So
it's pretty classic.
If they had a t-shirt, I would wear it for my show every night.
They must have a t-shirt. Lily's, are you listening?
Maybe I should ask them.
Yeah, definitely. Probably lobster on the t-shirt. So what's the Fringe, like, how's your experience been with the Fringe circuit in general? Do you go all over the world, or do you stay within Canada?
I do mostly Canada, but I have done Orlando before, and I think for now I'm going to stay in Canada, and we're going to leave it at that. My goal was to do everyone in Canada, but there's some really small ones that are hard to get to, and I find the smaller ones, I love the small ones. I think they're more intimate, and people are really, it's more personal, but sometimes with the small ones, the income aspect might be a little difficult. So obviously I'm not, I wouldn't say money is my motive with it, but I still want to see everyone. So if I'm going to go to a small one, I'll just make a trip out of it. So I think there's one in Sault Ste. Marie. Is that what it's called?
That is a place in Ontario.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. Most of the ones in Ontario I haven't done. I've done Edmonton 3 or 4 times. I've done Winnipeg. I've done Regina. I've done Saskatoon. I've done Victoria. I've done Calgary. I've done Prince Edward Island. I've done Halifax. I've done this one 3 times now. North Bay.
Oh, that's pretty north. Well, yeah, that's northern Ontario.
I haven't done the one. Ontario is kind of my weak spot. So I know Toronto and Montreal, Ottawa.
I've heard Winnipeg has a pretty
Ontario,
solid Fringe Fest.
Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think the biggest one in the world is Edinburgh. Edinburgh, is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah.
And then I think Winnipeg and Edmonton, and there's one in Australia, are kind of the other next big ones. I don't know which one's the second biggest. I want to say Edmonton, but I don't want to put that out there and get a spanking from someone.
Sault Ste. Marie's pretty, like Northern Ontario. It's kind of, it's pretty isolated, even though Sault Ste. Marie's one of their cities, but I bet they have a pretty good fringe circuit. I want to believe, I have no reason to believe this, but I believe if people at isolated communities probably have good fringe.
Yeah, and I like doing the small ones because I like seeing all parts of Canada. I mean, I think there's we like to travel and we always think about traveling to different countries, but I would say coming out here is so much different than Western Canada, and I like the culture here. I like the people here. I like the ocean, and there's so many. This sounds silly, but there's a lot of trees here, and I like that.
Yeah, Edmonton's pretty flat, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not by the mountains.
Yeah.
I just talked to a lady this morning, and she's like, "Oh, Alberta, the mountains." I'm like, it's funny. That's not the first thing I think of, but I'm from Edmonton, which is a few hours north of Calgary. Calgary is kind of your heart, getting close to the mountains. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the fringe circuit, yeah, it's fun. The bigger ones are kind of, there's the pros and cons to the big ones and the small ones. The big ones you can see so many shows, but also there's more competition, and the aspect is that there's so many things to see, so you have to almost compete against your peers. And then there's like a review system. The big ones have review systems. I know the smaller ones don't. And the review system also has pros and cons, because if you get a great review, it's usually just a star system, then you're kind of sold out. But if you don't get above 3 stars, it can kind of be the kiss of death for you. So things like that. But I really liked seeing all kinds of shows. So this year's especially fun for me because they have more out-of-towners than they did. And sometimes people are just like really creative and have some really awesome ideas. So I'm really excited to see some of the shows. Multiverses, I think you're going to be talking to them today. They were in Edmonton a few years ago, and I heard great things about them. And they're doing a kind of a combat movement type show. I'm going to see them tonight, and I'm really excited to see them. And they seem like really lovely people. And Tall Mark, I think he's doing a music act, and he seems kind of like a Weird Al kind of. If he doesn't like that or they don't like that, they can get mad at me. But I'm really excited to see that. Have you seen any shows? Are you going to see any? Or?
I haven't seen any yet. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So I like that. And then there's a New Zealand comedian. I saw him last night. He was really funny and really charming, and so I like seeing all that. And that's the best part about it, is that sense of community, and you get to see all kinds of different shows, and you get to see a naked Mennonite, and and that's great, because the last few years I was here, they didn't have any as many out-of-towners. But, there's some great locals here. The B Team folks, they're super nice, super, super nice. And you can tell they put a lot of heart into their show. So they did the Deadly Alibi. I saw that last time. It was a lot of fun. So that's great. And I don't mind talking about other shows, because to me that's what the Fringe is about. And I want to see other people succeed and do well. And so I've been doing the Fringe for 13 years, and when I see some of these people, I feel like I've lost that sense of earnestness almost. And I see some of the new people, and they seem so excited to be here, and I'm happy for them. So,
and what, you feel like maybe you've become complacent because you got experience? Maybe that's not the right word.
No, I don't wear that as like, I'm like, I think I'm better than anyone. Nothing like that. I just, don't want to lose that sense of awe in things. So when I see some of these people that have just got here, you can just see that they're like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. And I think that's a great thing, and I don't want to lose that. So yeah, I think sometimes the more you do something, you can lose that. Like a great example is snow, right? I think most Canadians don't like snow. It's because we've been so exposed to it. But if you had somebody who's never seen snow before, they see how beautiful it is. So I think it's important to look at things with curiosity and look at things as if, get rid of our preconceived notions of something, just kind of like what I've been talking about, I guess. Right, we don't like snow because we associate it with cold or bad driving. But if we remove that and just look at it for what it is, it's nice, I think. But I don't know. Do you like snow?
I don't mind it. Sometimes I like shoveling snow. Oh, okay. It's like, it's exercise, and it's just like, I don't know. If you can, it's almost like an accomplishment if you can do it and enjoy it. It just feels.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like just a thing. And this is kind of cliche, but me and my wife, we have our first daughter. We had our first child. She's 8 months old now, and that's like a classic cliche moment where you like get to watch them experience things for the first time, and you're kind of like, I'm 40, so we decided to have our kid kind of late, and anyway, it kind of brought that to my mind, like, oh yeah, now I get to watch this new person appreciate all these new things for the first time. Yeah,
so like I'm not just with my job and who I hang out with, I'm not around kids that much, but when I am at family functions, I am quite, I don't know the word, but it's cool to see just how excited kids are about things. You're like, oh, they should be excited because hot dogs are delicious, right? Like, that is awesome. Yeah. And so we should be acting like that every time we eat a hot dog or see a new animal for the first time. Like, sometimes in Alberta, I see people taking pictures of moose. I don't know what the plural is. Is meese actually the plural for?
No, it's just moose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a bad Albertan. And I'm like, it's not that exciting, but there you go. This is getting philosophical. I need to make some more jokes and say poop. I don't say that poop in my show. I say other. I'm using poop as a standard for words that I was talking to Jay before, and I said, am I allowed to swear? And we said, maybe not. So there is swearing in my show.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of swearing, is tasteful, but,
I don't know if it's tasteful either.
Oh, okay. But it gets the point across.
Yeah, it gets the point across.
Well, we like moose over here, too, so we got lots of moose in New Brunswick.
Do you have any unique animal? I hear those birds a lot in the morning, which...
Yep. Yeah, I should probably know the one that says cheeseburger from the Trailer Park Boys. Cheeseburger.
Is that? I've only seen a little bit of Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, that's an East Coast institution at this point.
So is Trailer Park Boys a big? Is it like a cultural thing out here? Has everyone seen it and everyone loves it?
I wouldn't say. I don't know if everyone has seen it and loved it. I'm sure some people think they ham it up a little too much with the East Coastness.
Okay.
But in my opinion, they pretty much nail it for a certain section of a certain vibe that's East Coast.
Well, I will say, now that we're on that topic, when I landed, I landed in Halifax. Within like the first hour, I texted my friends and said, I see this woman out here, and she's swearing just like Ricky, and she sounds like Ricky, and it's confusing me because she's like an attractive woman, and it's messing with my head because she's sounding like that.
I mean, I think that's it's pure gold.
Like, but hey, good for you. I think you should express yourself in any way. So, but I had a good laugh. I texted my friends, and so
it's true.
Yeah,
it is a documentary. That's what you told them. Trailer Park Boys is a documentary.
I will say, people from Alberta, which shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, seem to love Trailer Park Boys.
Okay. Well, that's where Letterkenny's from Alberta, isn't it? You know that show?
No, I don't.
Letterkenny?
Is that don't they film it out here, though? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Some guy named Shotzi's in it or something.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
They're just super Canadian, but...
Well, are you familiar with Fubar?
Yep.
Fubar, they're from, like, Calgary.
Oh, okay.
So I think they've become quite popular, which is, you see a lot of that type of person in Alberta.
Oh, okay. It's funny because a lot of people from New Brunswick go to Alberta for work.
Okay.
Like, a lot of people move out there.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Or fly in, fly out, they call it out here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Well, it's a pretty interesting country.
It is very, very diverse, which I think is great.
Yeah.
I had you must have a French, do you have a French community here?
Yep. Yeah. New Brunswick. Yeah. We have the French school is just kind of over there. And we're we're bilingual. We're the only bilingual province in the country, officially.
Okay. Because the gentleman who drove me here, his directions on his phone were in French. So I figured he must speak French, or unless if he's just trying to impress me. Right?
Well, this would be considered one of the most anglophone parts of the province, but it's a fully bilingual province, so it's it's probably close to 50-50. Maybe the anglophones outnumber the French in numbers, but it is an officially bilingual province.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very cool. So, Stephen, what's the best way for people to reach out to you if they want to say hi or get in touch?
That's a good question. So, my email is floaterstudios@gmail.com. So, when I started this in 2011, I said to my friends, this have a good theater company name, and my friend said Floater Studios. And so I have that Gmail. I don't really use that as my name anymore. I just brand myself as Stephen Andrews. But Floater Studios, just how you'd spell it, FLOATER, studios@gmail.com. And floater is like you're floating through life, like on a sailboat. It has nothing to do with something you flush down the toilet. So nothing like that at all.
There's that poop coming around.
Yeah,
There's that poop joke coming.
I have a thing for potty humor, but I don't think there's that much potty humor in the show.
That's okay.
Well, there is, but
a good amount, a tasteful amount, as they may say.
Maybe if that. So if you want to email me, or you can just come find me, just come to the show and talk to me. Yeah. Cool.
All right. So that'll be tonight at Wasted Day from 7 to 8 p.m. Then tomorrow you get another opportunity at 10 p.m., same venue, Wasted Day. And then finishing off the festival, 4:30 will be your last performance at Wasted Day, 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon.
Good. Thanks for telling me.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yes, thank you. That's great.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're having a good time, and maybe we'll see you next year too when the Fringe comes back around.
Yep. As long as Lily's still here, I'll still come back.
You'll be hunting for that. We'll have to pitch that endorsement one more time, the Lily endorsement.
Well, I'll pitch another restaurant. There's this burger place that I really like, and I didn't know the name of it. So when I found it last night, I said, "You know how I found your place? I knew it was close to the strip club. So I just Googled the strip club. Now I found you." And then they were like, they didn't like that. That's how I found it. I think it's called Union. Is that what it's called?
Union House?
Yeah, they're awesome too.
Yeah.
I'm just really plugging the local eateries.
Well, that's all right, because food's important. And that's just up the street from Heyman Music Hall, and they're hosting a bunch of...
They are. I haven't seen any shows there yet, but I plan to. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so you heard it here first. Well, maybe not first, but Lily's Lobster Poutine is tied, would you say, with Union House Burger?
Oh.
Or Lily has a special place in your heart?
I don't want to piss one of them off. So
spoil the endorsements.
So one has a place in my heart, the other has a place in my intestinal tract. Here we go.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks a lot for coming on the show, Steve, and I appreciate it. And everyone listening, we'll be back here in 10-15 minutes with Little Guys. They have a show performing here in the festival too, which you can stay tuned to find out more. But for now, let's throw it to a song as you all look up the location for Lily's Poutine and go snag some, and then go check out Steven's show tonight.